Okay, day 15. This is entitled, Your People Will Be My People. I'm reading from Ruth chapter 2, verses 20 to 23. The Lord bless him, Naomi said to her daughter-in-law. He has not stopped showing his kindness to the living and the dead. She added, that man is our close relative. He is one of our guardian redeemers. Then Ruth the Moabite said, he even said to me, stay with my workers until they've finished harvesting all my grain. Naomi said to Ruth, her daughter-in-law, it will be good for you, my daughter, to go with the women who work for him, because in someone else's field you might be harmed. So Ruth stayed close to the women of Boaz to glean until the barley harvest and wheat harvests were finished, and she lived with her mother-in-law. So Naomi is delighted that Boaz was the one showing kindness. She explains to Ruth that Boaz is her relative through Elimelech. We aren't told any more detail of the connection, but other than that there is somebody else there that's even closer. Through Jewish law, Boaz has the right to buy back Elimelech's property on their behalf. It says, if your brother becomes poor and he sells part of his property, then his nearest redeemer shall come and redeem what his brother has sold. That's the law in Leviticus 25:25. By brother, the Levitical law is referring to a fellow Israelite. What must have happened is that Elimelech sold their property when they moved to Moab. It now belongs to someone else, but there is a buyback clause that can be taken up if a direct relative can pay the going rate for the property. Naomi is hopeful that Boaz would want to do this. In effect, he would buy the property and let them live there, and there would be a small rental arrangement. If it's farmland, Boaz might send hired men to farm the land. Ruth explains that she's been invited to stay and glean in Boaz's field. Naomi, in return, says it's a great idea because as a young foreign woman, she's vulnerable to unwanted advances, and this way she will be protected from that. So how do we apply this today? Well, Naomi receives more good news. Not only do they have food for a while, but they also have a glimmer of hope for a more long-term solution to their difficult situation. When situations are difficult, hope keeps us going. Naomi hadn't had much hope up until this point, but in a day, hope comes her way. If this has occurred through random chance, the odds aren't high that Boaz will buy back the property. Because they, in particular Ruth, have put their trust in God, this hopeful news bears more weight. God doesn't direct circumstances just to tease us. If he gives us hope, it's for a reason. So what situations do you see hope in currently? Do you sense God's invisible hand directing your situation for your good? How could you know? Like Ruth, have you pledged yourself to God? Her statement to Naomi in chapter 1 verse 14 says, your people will be my people and your God, my God. It was a declaration of intent. She was declaring she would live amongst God's people and serve God. Like Ruth, are you living amongst God's people? In today's world, that likely means being part of a church community like God First. The reason this is important is that it's often through other people within God's family that God brings a solution. In Ruth's case, it was through Boaz. You see, Ruth binds herself to God, and God's people then deliver God's solution. The two are deeply connected. Let's take a moment to pray. Jesus, thank you that you are directing Ruth and Naomi's life. Your hand was upon them, but you joined them to your people, and it was through your people that provision came. Thank you that we can be part of your people today and get all the benefits of connecting to you and your people. Help us to be thoroughly linked in and doing our bit to contribute and to receive. Amen.